A Christmas special of Evening Special, The Gift of the Magi.
나레이션 주치남, 델라 이보영, 짐 주치남, 아줌마 주치남.
Just like the ones I used to know.
$1.87? That's all? Is this all I've got?
Yes, that was all. She had put it aside, 1 cent and then another and then another, in her careful buying of meat and other food. Della counted it 3 times, $1.87.
But Christmas is tomorrow. How can I possibly get food and presents and all that with this?
There was nothing to do but fall on the bed and cry. So Della did. While the lady of the home is slowly growing quieter and quieter, we can look at the home, furnished rooms at a cost of $8 a week. There is little more to say about it. In the hall below was a letterbox too small to hold a letter. There was an electric bell, but it could not make a sound. Also, there was a name beside the door, Mr. James Dillingham Young. When the name was placed there, Mr. James Dillingham Young was being paid $30 a week. Now, when he was being paid only $20 a week, the name seemed too long and important. It should perhaps have been Mr. James D. Young. But when Mr. James Dillingham Young entered the furnished rooms, his name became very short indeed. Mrs. James Dillingham Young put her arms warmly around him and called him Jim. You have already met her. She is Della.
How am I supposed to buy a present for my darling Jim?
Della finished her crying and wiped her face. She stood by the window and looked out with no interest. Tomorrow would be Christmas Day, and she had only $1.87 to which buy Jim a gift. She had put aside as much as she could for months, with this result.
This is so depressing. After all those years of tightening our belts just to make ends meet. Oh, well, sweetheart, come to think of it, we're making so little money. $20 a week. Come on, it's nonsense.
$20 a week is not much. Everything had cost more than she had expected. It always happened like that. Only $1.87 to buy a gift for Jim. Her Jim. She had had many happy hours planning something nice for him. Something nearly good enough. Something almost worth the honor of belonging to Jim.
I really wanted to get him something decent for Christmas this year.
There was a mirror between the windows of the room. Suddenly, she turned from the window and stood before the mirror. Her eyes were shining brightly, but her face had lost its color. Quickly, she pulled down her hair and let it fall to its complete length.
Oh, right! I do have something valuable. Wow, my hair has grown so long.
The James Dillingham Youngs were very proud of 2 things which they owned. One thing was Jim's gold watch. It had once belonged to his father, and long ago it had belonged to his father's father. The other thing was Della's hair. If a queen had lived in the rooms near theirs, Della would have washed and dried her hair where the queen could see it. Della knew her hair was more beautiful than any queen's jewels and gifts. If a king had lived in the same house with all its riches, Jim would have looked at his watch every time they met. Jim knew that no king had anything so valuable.
I just love my hair with so much volume and silky shiny touch. This has got to be what makes me look pretty for sure.
Della's beautiful hair fell about her, shining like a falling stream of brown water. It reached below her knee. It almost made itself into a dress for her.
This is it.
And then she put it on her head again, nervously and quickly. Once she stopped for a moment and stood still, while a tear or two ran down her face.
Hey, what am I crying for? It's all good. It's all good.
She put on her old brown coat. She put on her old brown hat. With a bright light still in her eyes, she moved quickly out the door and down to the street.